Hey guys, Gabe here with G Squared RealTeam, and on this video we're going to be discussing a little bit about wholesalers and buying properties in cash. If you want to know more about cash buying, we do buy houses cash, but we also sell houses. We work with a lot of investors for property and stuff like that. So our information is down in the description below. Feel free to grab any of that information and reach out to us. Again, visit our website, take a look and see, the things that we can do for you, the options and the potentials that we have. One of the big things that we have learned over the years, and this is kind of a thing that's become popular over the last 2 years, is there are investors that are not really investors. So these people that are out there are technically what are called wholesalers. Now, wholesalers will come, and I am going to emphasize that this is not 100%. This is not every wholesaler, okay? Not every single wholesaler is like this or does this or whatnot, but I am speaking towards the majority of them. So wholesalers, a lot of times, are pretty much people who buy and sell property without license, right? So it's like a realtor without a license. Now, the reality is that most wholesalers are in it for themselves. A lot of their marketing, a lot of the stuff that they're putting out there is, are you behind on your mortgage? Are you this? Are you that? We can help. We can help. We can help. I'm going to be honest with you. They're helping themselves. They're not necessarily helping you. And again, I'm not knocking what they're doing to the degree that they are trying to make money, and that's fine. That's I sell real estate to make money, right? I got a family to feed. So I'm not knocking them for that. What I'm knocking them for is the lack of truth in what they're doing. So I'm going to expose them, and if they like it, great. If they don't, that's great too. I can care less. So the truth is that what wholesalers do, and again, this is most of them, what they will do is they'll go to the property and they'll say, okay, we'll offer you, let's say, $150,000 for the property. Okay, so you say, great, that's the number I want. I was wanting 150. That's great. That's perfect. So you sign the contract with them. They give you a 6-month contract, 6 months to close. Some will do 3 months to close. I've seen some do 12 months to close. It doesn't matter. The point is, it's beyond the 30 days, which is what a normal contract. Let me rephrase that. What a common contract time frame is 30 to 45 days. The reason they're putting the contract in for so long is because what they're doing is they're going in and they put the house under contract. In that contract, it states that it is assignable. In other words, they can assign that contract to someone else. So then they go to their pool of investors and they try to sell the property to their pool of investors. Now, the pool of investors comes in and says, hey, yeah, I'll pay you $180 for it. That wholesaler, for making that connection, made $30,000. Here's the problem with that. That sounds great, but here's the reality. If I put that property on the MLS, that investor's going to see it for $180, and outside of the commission that you're going to pay, which is a lot less than $30,000 because we charge 6%, you're probably looking at about $9,000, something like that is what you're paying in commissions. So you're taking, let's assume it's 10. Let's just assume that you end up at 10, okay? You're still making $170 versus with them, you're making $150. So you're making $20,000 less because you went with a wholesaler. Now the wholesaler is limited to what they can do anyways. because they cannot get you a buyer that's going to finance the property. They have to have somebody that's bringing cash. Why? Because the contract that they sign with that person, if they were trying to get a loan, they can't, because technically they're going under contract on your house under somebody else's name. So the lender, when the lender goes to pull up the contract to get the financing done, and they say, hey, Joe is in the contract, but the name of the property is under Jane. We can't fund Joe when Jane owns the property, especially if Jane has a mortgage. We can't do that. So unless you have power of attorney, I mean, there are ways around it, but the point is, you're looking at it from a standpoint that, one, you're losing money, and two, you're limiting who can buy the property. On top of that, the third and one of the biggest things, they have zero ethical requirements. Zero. Wholesalers have zero ethical requirements. The only requirements they have is to not break the law. That's it. See, as a realtor, we're required, our fiduciary, however you say it, I can never get the word right, duty is to our clients. And we have an ethical standard that we have to keep. It's not a want, it's a requirement. So you as a client don't get screwed in the process. With a wholesaler, they sign the contract. Guess what? If they can't get a contract on your property within the 90 days, the 6 months, the 12 months, whatever they put in the contract, okay, they walk away and you're back at square one. And they had zero skin in the game. Zero. So why do that? It became a craze because it was a way for people to make really quick money, really fast. This started happening about 2 years ago. Now, there are some wholesalers, and I say this because I have a lot of friends who are wholesalers. There are some wholesalers that are honest and are legit. And what I mean by that is, I have a friend that he will tell you to your face, hey, I'm going to wholesale this. If I cannot get this property under contract within 90 days with somebody else, I will personally purchase the property. And he does. They go in, they put it in the market for wholesale. If they don't find somebody to buy it, they'll buy it themselves. Sometimes they relist it on the market. Sometimes they fix it up and sell it. Sometimes they rent it, whatever. But they do end up buying it. They guarantee a sale regardless. That's what we offer. So those are the people that I, in my industry, feel like I compete with, because they are being honest and legit and fair. They're not just walking away if they can't find it because they don't have the funds to do it. We do the same thing. We don't wholesale, but what we'll do is we'll give you a guaranteed offer that it says, hey, if we can't sell your house for this number, if we put it on the MLS and we can't sell it for this number, we'll buy it. That's number one. Number two is we'll say, hey, you know what? You want to sell your property? We'll just go out right out and buy it. I just left the property right now, and that's where this video came from, that the owner just wants to get rid of it. They just want to do away with it. They don't want it. I said, man, why don't we put it on the market? You'll probably get a little bit more money than what you're telling me you want for it. Just, let's give it a shot. Nope. I don't want to deal with the market. I don't want to deal with any of it. I just want this. I want it cash and I want to be done. Okay, no problem. I just went to go look at it on the outside. I wasn't able to get a tour of the inside, but I went to look at it on the outside. Looks fairly legit. I think I'm probably going to go ahead and purchase this property. Just being honest with you. The numbers look like they make sense. I like the numbers. I like the area. I like the property thus far. So again, unless something crazy happens when I see the inside, I'll probably purchase the property. We do this anywhere. So again, our information is in the description below. If you have a property you're trying to sell and you're thinking about going with one of these cash buyers that we can help you, there are some legitimate ones, but ask them, are you a cash buyer or are you a wholesaler? If you do not sell my property to another investor, will you guarantee a sale to me? Will you buy it? And if that's the case, then the contract is signable, but you have to have a document that states that if they don't sell it within X amount of time, or within the contract, they have to put that in there, that if they don't sell within X amount of time, they will purchase. Be very careful, because there are so many people that are just trying to make money off of your property through assignables, through taking over mortgages, there's all kinds of crap out there. And essentially their liability is this much and it's all yours. Why do that? Why do that when you can make money on your property and walk away and not think about it again? It doesn't make sense. So make sure if you're going to go with a cash buyer, make sure they're a legitimate cash buyer. And cash buyer has multiple terms, or multiple definitions to it. Not all cash buyers literally have the cash sitting in the bank. Some cash buyers they're in an investment group, or they use what's called hard money. It's essentially what we call in the investment world OPM, right? Other people's money. And so the loans aren't contingent. They're not necessarily held based on the house's value or appraisal. It's more based on the person and what the property can sell for once it's completed, and they provide you a loan based off of that. So it's just as much as a cash, because they put the cash in the investor's account 9 out of 10 times, and then the investor shows up to the closing table with a check. So again, definitely, just like I said, beware. Be very aware of what's out there. Ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. If you have a property, again, and you want to get rid of it, you want to sell it, you inherited it, or you just it's overwhelming and you can't renovate it, you don't have the funds, times are tough, you need some help, give us a call. We'd love to help you. And again, we don't just do this in the Tennessee area. We'll do this anywhere if the numbers make sense. If you have more questions about wholesalers and how that works, and you don't want to get cheated, we're here to be a resource. We're not here to tell you don't do something, but it's just sometimes things that are done out there, it just doesn't make sense, and it's not quite a scam because it's legal, but there's a lot of legal loopholes, and it's just not fair to some people. They just don't. It's just not I don't know. In my opinion, it's just not the best solution for someone. So that being said, feel free to holler. Thanks for watching my video. We will talk again soon.